getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Good afternoon to you and yours. It is The Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, Double T, SportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff in for Choice today because it's a Friday, and expecting Choice to work on a Friday is kind of like expecting water to roll uphill in the summer. That being said, sitting alongside the one and only Chris Snead across the way, Ben Portman, sliding slides and pushing buttons for us on the program as he does. Get your thoughts in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line or give us a call on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. Hey, yo, Sneeder.
What's up?
It's been a bit since we have spent some time together. It's been a bit since you've been on the air. So we will get you a chance to catch up on thoughts and comments and conversations that you have not been able to partake in. However, before we get to all of that, I have a question for the audience that is going to be running through the entire program today. Because there's a holiday coming up on Sunday.
It's a holiday today.
There's a holiday coming up on Sunday that gets ignored.
No, it doesn't.
A lot.
No, it doesn't.
Comparatively speaking to its counterpart.
I think you're just...
I don't think so.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree, my friend.
So we're going to give you an opportunity to brag on your dad. Every single person listening to this, male or female, does at least one thing because of their father. Whether it be how you grill, whether it be how you mow the lawn, whether it be what you do after you mow the lawn, whether it be washing the car, changing the oil, learning to do change a spare tire, there is something you do because of your father. The thing that immediately jumps out to me, and this is almost a carbon copy of what he has said in the past. You know when it's time to go to the grocery store is when we're out of Skippy peanut butter. When I run out of Skippy peanut butter, it's time to go to the grocery store. Now, we can go to the grocery store before we're out of Skippy peanut butter, but when we're out, it's time to go to the grocery store. So I want to know from you, 1, 2, 12, however many you got, of things that you do because of your father in honor of Father's Day coming up on Sunday. You got one off the top of your head?
Yeah. I think the fact that people say, gosh, he's always doing something. That's because of my dad. My dad was I would say a Renaissance man. And, he was a soldier. He was an artist. He was an actor. He was a philanthropist. He was a business owner. All kinds of stuff, and the fact that, my dad was a guy that just, he always had something going, and so I like to think that I live my life that way because of my dad. Just the fact that people always say, you're always you're doing something, Snead. Yep. You're always doing something.
Ben?
Definitely along those same lines, too, because my dad was always active considering he was a coach, and that's what brought me into my love for sports was going out to all the Coronado preseason, I think they were booster meetings, I don't know, but they were out at our high school field and whatnot. But we also had coaches' breakfasts before the season at Coach Henderson's house. I would hang out with all his kids and all the other coaches' kids. We'd have a blast while the families would just interact with each other. But just being active, staying firm in the faith, making that first priority. Everything else is second, and just being a leader wherever you're at. You don't have to fit in the crowd when you're clearly meant to lead.
True that.
Yeah, I'm not meant to lead. It is the bottom line here on 100.7 The Score. So taking your thoughts on that today throughout the entire program. What is something that you do today because of your father? I want to know all of them. You are not going to offend me in any way by sending in 100 today. But, there's things in the sports world going on, including the Texas Rangers needing a win. That would be nice for them to get some wins. They've taken on the Padres this weekend's 3-game series. Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, 6:30, 2:30, and 1 o'clock tomorrow. On Sunday on Double T 97.3. Astros and Guardians have a 3-game set as well. That starts tonight at 6:40 here on 100.7 The Score. Tomorrow, 5:45, and then on Sunday, a nice 12:40 pregame leading you into Sunday Night Baseball with the Mets and the Phillies. If you're looking for College World Series baseball, we've got you covered there tomorrow with Game 1, North Carolina versus Oklahoma for all the marbles. Chris, do we get a Game 3 on Monday?
Yeah, this is going to go 3. This is 2 really good teams, and these are the 2 teams playing the best baseball right now. I mean, North Carolina is a team that is pitching really, really well, and Oklahoma is a team that is playing well as a team. I mean, they were 5th in the SEC this year, and then they got into the postseason, and I mean they go to Georgia Tech, and beat those guys, and then they get in the Super Regional and just run through the Super Regional, and then have just gotten into Omaha and just wreck shop. And they're swinging it well, they're pitching it well, and they're playing unbelievable defense right now. They're actually not, they're playing just clean baseball. But right now they're a hot team. Are they the best team in college baseball right now? Probably not, from just roster wise. But are they the best team in baseball right now? They're the hottest team for sure. I'll give them that. I mean, they're unbelievable. They're on an unbelievable heater right now.
I see you got your Carolina blue on. Is that who you're pulling for this weekend?
I didn't even notice. But you know what? If you ask me who I was pulling for, I'd be pulling for North Carolina. I actually, I get to vote in the coach of the year, and John Savage won it from the College Baseball Foundation, but the guy I voted for was Scotty Forbes. That roster is something else, and that pitching staff something else. Those guys are, they're playing unbelievable ball right now, and they had to come from behind. I mean, they stumbled in the first game of their regional, and they had to come out of there and they got through it, and that's what a good team does. They came from behind, and they've done it all the way through. And I'm really, really impressed by them. But So I'm rooting for North Carolina.
I don't know who I'm rooting for in this. Part of me wants to root for Oklahoma because your baseball coach at Texas Tech is good friends with their baseball coach. Oklahoma hasn't been the baseball snob with regards to never playing you. Tadlock can call up and say, hey, let's do a home in 2 different cities kind of concept, and they'd sign up for that.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean we kind of.
They also left the Big 12, so I don't know who I'm rooting for.
Don't worry about that.
We'll see. We'll see how Game 1 goes in the middle of it. I'll figure out who I'm rooting for and enjoy the rest of the College World Series.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, Double T, SportsNetwork.com, and 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff sitting in for choice today. Sitting alongside Chris Snead and Ben Foreman across the way. Slide and slide. Push a button for us on the program. Taking your thoughts today about what you do because of your father in honors of Father's Day. Coming up on Sunday. Want to know them all. Shout out your dad. That's what we're here for today. Chris.
Yes.
Little peek behind the curtain for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I always ask my co-hosts anything that you want to get to. Because, if there's something that you are dying to talk about, it would be rude for me not to let you get to that topic as we're putting show together. And you said you had thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of a week now, and all the Sorsby stuff. Last week when the injunction hit, I was just landing in Kansas City, and so the firestorm was on the front end of that deal. This week, when he declared he was going to the NFL supplemental draft, it was just the opposite. So, like last week, I was in Omaha on Saturday doing the college baseball awards, and I'm sitting in the press box in the press workroom, and there's a table of guys, college baseball guys, writers, sitting behind me, and there's guys in there. Kendall Rogers in there, and there's the new guy that took over for collegiate baseball. And they've actually changed the name to Baseball Collegiate. It's actually kind of funny. But they're all sitting at a table. And, there's some people over there that are, some bloggers. A lot of these guys that you've probably seen their stuff. And they're just ripping Tech. And, and this is the part that wears me out, is that Tech didn't do anything wrong here. And, in fact, Tech's probably the one group of people that actually did right by the guy. Now, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the round table. I think the best thing we could have done when you got the injunction, the best thing we could have done was just shut up and don't say anything. I didn't think we had to need to go out there, because no matter what you did it right, but no matter what, you look like you were trying to justify it's okay to gamble. And I know that you're putting the word out there that this is what Texas Tech did, this is what Texas Tech didn't do, and you're trying to set the record straight. But the fact of the matter is, the only thing people saw was 5 guys from Texas Tech sitting around justifying a guy getting an injunction for gambling. And no matter how you feel about it, that's what it looked like. And no matter what it was, that's what it looked like. And as I'm sitting in Omaha watching it, that's what I say. That's what it looks like. No matter what we're trying to do, and I fully understand what exactly we were trying to do. We're trying to explain what happened, and we just look like we were trying to justify it. And nobody heard anything other than Texas Tech is saying it's okay. And that's where I think it's bad, because, we made the point of saying Brendan filed an injunction, not Texas Tech. Texas Tech didn't pay for an injunction. Texas Tech didn't hire a lawyer. Texas Tech didn't do anything here except support their student athlete, which, by the way, a certain university up in Ohio who had this kid playing for them for 2 years doing the same thing didn't do. And whether we believe his agent or not, I tend to think that that University of Cincinnati should be catching a lot more grief, heat, arrows, flares, whatever that's coming Texas Tech's way, because we're catching all this crap and we didn't really do anything except support the kid. Meanwhile, the team that actually benefited from that guy playing football for them is not only skating scot-free, but they're part of the group of people that are trying to sanction Texas Tech. So if I'm Kirby Hocutt, and I'm not, if I'm Dr. Lawrence Skubanek, and I'm not, I dang sure would be on the phone with Brett Yormark and asking the question. And if Yormark's not going to do anything about it, my next phone call is to the NCAA, and I'm going to say, what are you going to do about the University of Cincinnati? We'll wait, because the last thing I know is that for the last 7 weeks, we've been getting skinned alive, dragged, when all we were trying to do was support the student athlete, which the NCAA loves to reference these kids as student athlete. We supported the student athlete, and we got dragged because we were just trying to justify it. Meanwhile, Cincinnati, who actually benefited from this kid, didn't take a single arrow. Not a single, no single person is talking about Cincinnati. And that just troubles me because as I watch uninformed media personality, uninformed fans, because as I sat in Atlanta for the last 3 days, all I heard was, Texas Tech. Yeah, you guys are trying to pay for your. No, we actually didn't. We really didn't. We were the one school actually doing the right thing here. You guys were suing the NCAA. No, we weren't. Go check the legal docket. I believe that was Brendan Sorsby v. the NCAA. It wasn't Texas Tech versus the NCAA. It was Brendan Sorsby. Not Brendan Sorsby et al., including Texas Tech. It was Brendan Sorsby by himself with his high-power attorney who sought him out, by the way.
And won the case.
Yes.
For what it's worth.
It was, you just got yourself a Texas Tech attorney or a judge. No, we really didn't. The Texas Tech judge recused himself. And a University of Houston and a UTA graduate that lives in Fort Worth, retired, by the way, looked at all the facts of the case and said, wait, this NCAA thing is all jacked up. And I'm going to grant this injunction to Texas Tech. And I have no reason to do this because I don't have anything to do with Texas Tech because I'm not a Texas Tech. And as a matter of fact, I went to another university in the Big 12. Meanwhile, Texas Tech continues to get dragged for doing the right thing. And that flies all over me.
I have noticed less of that since the announcement.
There is a changing of the narrative a little bit. And, there's certain guys who have changed the narrative. But the guys who want to drag Texas Tech, the problem is the guys that are dragging Texas Tech are the guys that people listen to. Now, the Colin Cowherds of the world, Josh Pate a little bit still, but I've seen Josh Pate back off of what he said early. Rich Eisen back off of what he said early. Dan Patrick, he's got Kirk Herbstreit on there, and Kirk Herbstreit, you might be the pretty boy of College Game Day, but I mean you showed your hindquarters and your lack of research on this deal so much in the course of your interview with Dan Patrick showed me you have no idea what you're talking about. And you look for the easy story and you look for the lazy story and you took it.
Well, that's never stopped us. It's the bottom line.
Thanks for letting me get all that out.
You're welcome.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Bottom line at 100.7 The Score, TSportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff in for Choice today because it's a Friday and it's the summer, and Choice doesn't work those. Sitting alongside Chris Snead and Ben Foreman across the way. Slide and slides, push buttons for us on the program. And Chris.
Yes.
100.7 The Score and the Home Zone have already given away over $80,000.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? We're doing it again.
Nice.
Why? Because we can. That's right. We're giving away one local winner, $10,000. All you need to do, simply listen weekdays throughout the day, and specifically right now, for the daily winning word. When you hear it, go to TSportsNetwork.com and enter it on the website. You can only enter once per day, but more days you enter, the more chances you have to win the $10,000 grand prize.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like the secret word for June 19th, it would probably help if I pulled up that sheet of paper in front of me. It was right here. There it is right there. The secret word that you need to enter right now. Very simply, Kitley. K-I-T-T-L-E-Y. That's your secret word today. Enter that on TSportsNetwork.com. Once you enter, you also then have to be present to win, because we're doing the big shindig coming up very, very soon, because today's the last day you can get words entered. King Louis Sports Lounge, June 26th. Be there or don't get your square check or rectangle check for $10,000.
I love it. I love a shindig.
For the Home Zone and 100.7 the score. So there's your word. Got everybody covered. Don't have to worry about it. Everybody can win. Well, not everybody can win, but now everybody has a chance to win $10,000.
We give them like cash lien? Are we writing a check to them? We give them a big check?
Do you think they let me in those meetings where they discuss such things?
I don't know. I'm not in those meetings.
Would you let me in those meetings?
I would let anyone.
I would not let me in those meetings.
Why not?
I don't know how we're giving it to you. It could be in a big check, could be a little check, could be a briefsket's full of cash. It could be in a wheelbarrow full of pennies.
How cool would it be if somebody like Chuck Hines walks in with the metal case, handcuffed to his hand, and he's got to come over there with the thing, and they got to do this over there and they take it off.
How many people here would you have to count it though afterwards?
I mean, maybe it can be like in
listen, if we're to do this, if I was in charge of this, it'd be the Happy Gilmore check.
Well, look, like in dodgeball, where they come in and he puts the $100,000 in the suitcase, and it's just like one strap of money.
Yeah,
it was like, huh.
So, what have we got here? We have got thoughts off the 820 chat line. I'm asking one question today from the chat line.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a question of the day coming up. We've got an opportunity to tell me I'm wrong later. But I'm asking everybody today, what's 1 or 100 things, there's no limit to this, that you do because of your father? Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. Should be thinking about Dad. What's 1 thing or 100 things that you do because of him? This off the 820 chat line. Tech fan. Dad really likes Spike. Who doesn't? Who didn't, I should say. He also told me to work hard, even when nobody's watching.
Absolutely.
It also feels like a thing Spike would say.
By God, that kid's as mean as back in a shooting hall. He's been playing along for since Moby Dick was a minnow. I'll tell you, that boy is as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
I don't know who has better stories. Spike Lee or Leach?
How about a round table with that's got Spike Dykes, Mike Leach being moderated by Kent Hance?
Whew. That I don't know that would go well.
Why? Well, you know what?
I don't know that would go well.
I mean, not the. Let's just take all the stuff out of that, okay? Just the people, the people.
Let them tell stories.
Yeah,
like let them have a story time.
Maybe a Zoom. I'll tell you what, not in the same room. We just put them on a Zoom. I mean, they're 3 of the best storytellers out there, and there are a lot of great storytellers. But just the ones that we had access to here locally on the South Plains, that's 3 great local storytellers. History aside, between 2 of them, great storytellers.
What's your favorite Leach story?
And the best one is when he dropped the Pepe, the dog that peed on his sleeping bag. That's the one, because he dropped that one in a Red Raider Club kickoff luncheon, out of the and that's the kind of thing that it was one of his earlier stories. When he first got here, when he heard about Pepe, his dog. I always thought that story was pretty good, and of course to get the JT Chance story and. He's got some good stories.
I think Lincoln's got my favorite story. They were in an offensive meeting, getting ready for a game that week, and the phone rings.
Mm-hmm.
Mike gets up, answers the phone, talks to the guy for like an hour. These guys can't leave till Mike is done. Like, Mike gets to tell these are low-level guys at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're waiting for Mike to get off the phone so that they can eventually go home.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back like an hour later. Who's on the phone, Mike? Wrong number. And that, to me, sums up who Mike was. Never met a stranger. Would talk to anybody about anything for any length of time. Absolute. I want to say nut job, but it comes with such a harsh tone to it, and it's not meant that way. He was just out there, man.
He was different.
And he was one of us.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't one of us. And
no,
I'll
never forget the story. As you bring up stories, when the first time we took him to Albuquerque for an alumni event, and he's there at the alumni event, and this is when he literally first just got there, and he'd been working hard, and you know he's signing up for all these things in the silent auction. And, you know, they're asking for his address, and I remember walking down the hill, and he asked Dennis Simmons, "Hey, what's my address?" He didn't even know his address because he had been working so much he didn't even know where he lived. And I was like, that's awesome. And the next morning he won like 4 things in the auction. And I'm thinking, okay, how's he going to get all this stuff home? Well, we're all sitting on the same flight coming back, and you know we're waiting, no Leach, no Simmons. And right before they close the doors, here comes Leach coming in. He's carrying a couple of things. He's got this giant thing over here. He's got a painting under his arm. I was like, what are we doing here?
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is the Bottom Line of 100.7 The Score, TSportsNetwork.com, and 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff in for Choice today, sitting alongside Chris Snead. Across the way, Ben Portman, sliding slides, pushing buttons for us on the program. Asking one simple question from the listening audience today. Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. What is something or some things that you do because of your father? We gave you several options of what we do because of our father. You can check that out in the podcast, which will be available on TSportsNetwork.com later today, after the show's over. You can get yours in as well on the Yates Flooring Center chat line, TSportsNetwork.com, or the 100.7 The Score mobile app. You can also give us a call on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. This off the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I have been known to drive the scenic route just because it's a more interesting way to go. Or say, hey, turn down that road. Let's see where it goes.
Oh, boy. I am not that guy.
This I attribute to my father. I also got a good sense of direction and a love for animals.
Yeah, I am not that guy. I wish I could be more like that, where I would take the road less traveled and just see what's over there. I am when I get in the car,
You're a point A to point B.
You're a point A to point B. Yes, we will gas, we will eat, we will pee on this trip. We're going to do it all at the same time, on the same stop.
At the same place.
Yes, yeah. I mean, so if you miss the window, you're waiting till the next window. Those windows open, very sparsely on those deals. And you know who's like that now? Young Shelby. Young Shelby is
that's the thing she does because of her.
She goes, Dad, you are a point A to point B guy. And I was like, yeah.
This off the Yates Flooring Center chat line from South Texas Ambassador Preston. My father instilled the love of fishing to me.
You know what? That's awesome. I did fishing with my grandfather, and when my grandfather passed away in 1990, I didn't fish again for a long time, and that's it's something I kind of dabbled back into a little bit, but I would go to North Carolina every summer, and me and my grandfather would go fishing every afternoon. After he got done, we'd go out to they had a little farm south of town, and we'd go out to the farm. They had a little tank out there, and we'd go and we'd fish, and we'd bring back some fish, and Grandma would clean them up, fry them up, and we'd have dinner.
So in all, a very good day.
Oh, it was a great day. Got to hang out with Grandpa. Got to catch some fish.
Got to eat the fish later.
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Sometimes it wasn't good fish?
Sometimes it wasn't a good fish. Like I said, it wasn't. It was. You were at the mercy of what was in that little tank.
Yeah, I can get that.
Wasn't like there were rainbow trout in that tank.
No. Yeah, there were some limitations there, but going fishing, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Are you nervous about Red Raider basketball?
No.
Still.
They're going to play basketball this fall.
They are. Are they? Do you feel like they're going to be as good as they've been?
I don't know. Have we gotten spoiled?
Is it spoiled when you're as good as we've been for so long?
I mean, have we gotten spoiled? I mean, there were some lean years around here. I mean, we've forgotten the Pat Knight days.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're about to return to the Pat Knight days. I mean, we're still a university it's a destination point for a lot of players. And am I worried about it? My worry at this point is probably about a 4 out of 10 at this point. If you got to August and you're still sitting with the same guys and the players you have aren't here in town, have a chance to play with each other this summer, play around each other, play alongside each other this summer, I would start getting a little bit more nervous.
I don't know where I sit. Definitely tempered expectations for next season, as we are looking at a roster that still has a bunch of holes to fill, I feel like. That's not a reflection of Grant McCasland to me. I said this going into last year, that I am done underestimating what Grant McCasland can do with a roster.
Yeah.
Like, I trust he has done too much success-wise for me to question what he's doing. He has a plan, and it's a completely different type of regime. Isn't the word I want to use, but it's the closest one I can think of at this point. It's a different type of mentality there now, where in the past it was big and boisterous and look at all the things that we're doing, to with what Grant McCasland's doing, it's much more confined.
I
it's
think
much more internal.
Yeah, and that might be as much of the issue is that when football has a commitment, when baseball has a commitment, when softball has a commitment, when Lady Raider basketball has a commitment, heck, even when track and field gets a commitment from somebody, we're getting these big social media coverage. Softball, I mean, of course, that's probably the biggest one right now, but the thing that is eluding us right now is when basketball does something, information trickles out and you don't hear about anything, and it's very muted. I don't think that it's just, maybe it's not the way that Grant wants to do it, and that's fine. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I care what the guys that run out of the tunnel look like. I don't really care what their social media introduction was like. Now, I love to see the softball deals, because I think some of those softball things are just giant middle fingers right back to the rest of the softball world. It's like, oh, you didn't like what we did last year? Watch this. This is our middle finger, and this is its best friend right next to it. So here you go. If you don't like it, and I love that Jerry says, if I need to be the villain, I'll be the villain. Good. We're the villains. Black hat, guys. Let's go.
Okay, so I can embrace being the villain. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the bad guy.
We're not the bad guys.
No, but and there's a huge difference in the two. Mm-hmm. Because even quote unquote villains, there's some sort of code.
The villain code.
Well, no, like
villain code horse name.
you get the. I hate to describe this specifically, because someone's gonna be like, "That's what I wore to school today." But you get your furthest out there criminal, right? That you would look up and be like, "I don't want to be anywhere near that guy. That guy just scares me right now." If a little kid runs up to him and says, "That guy's trying to hurt me," even the criminal will look at it and go, "You got a problem with this kid?" Like, you're going to defend the kid.
Yeah, but let's not make a mistake.
That's the black cat.
We're the black cats. We're the villains right now. And you know why we're the villains? You know how you know you're the villain?
Because everybody's shooting at you?
Exactly. When Kirby Smart took the opportunity, the Sorsby opportunity, to take shots at Texas Tech, that's when you knew you'd arrived as an issue. You're an issue for the SEC and the Big Ten. How do you know that? Because Kirby Smart is taking time. Their athletic director is taking time to say things about you. Why do you think that is? Because we have no real affiliation with those guys, except that you took
long rivalry.
Or did you take 2 5-star blue chips out of their backyard?
You did.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It is the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, Double T, SportsNetwork.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Jeff in for Choice today, sitting alongside Chris Snead. Ben Portman across the way, sliding slides, pushing buttons for us on the program. This question off the 820 Center chat line that we didn't get to as we were discussing Texas Tech basketball. Is JT Toppin coming back?
That's going to be an interesting question.
That was my answer as well. That's why I say.
And I don't have the answer for you. I think only a couple of people will know that answer. One of which is JT Toppin. The other is JT Toppin's doctor, and the other one is JT Toppin's coach, Grant McCaslin. And between them, is JT going to redshirt this year and come back and play another year? Because if he doesn't play this year, and I mean, he's not going to get drafted in the first round.
No.
I mean, and you would make as much money here playing another year here as you would going in as a second rounder or even going overseas to Europe. So why not play here again and then really tear it up your super senior year, I guess you would be, your redshirt senior year. I would think that he's probably, if he plays at all, it'll be the second half of the year, and I think you want to get a full year out of him. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, I don't think you want to rush him back.
I think it will depend on if he plays this year.
Yeah.
A lot on where the team is and how it's looking. I think it will depend on what he thinks he can get out of however much time that is that he's back for. If it's 3 games during the regular season, I think he'll sit out and roll it back the next year. If it's halfway through the season, I think you start having that conversation. It's basically a year-long-ish injury.
It depends on how
it
everyone heals differently.
Sure.
We've seen these things be as fast as 9 months.
And as long as 18.
Yeah, you've seen some guys be longer.
So,
I mean, we haven't seen or heard anything of, has anyone seen JT walking around town? Is he walking around without a knee brace? Is he still on crutches?
I haven't, but I really only see you guys and my dog.
I'm not exactly looking for JT Toppin, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of.
We don't hang in the same circles.
6'11" black dudes with dreads walking around Lubbock. I think you'd see them. I mean, and as a fan, I think I'd want to see if he's walking around.
Now that being said, that's a big answer for this of when he can come back. The second part of that is I don't think he's going anywhere. Like, I don't think he's either going to play for you.
No, he's not going anywhere.
Well, that's what I'm like. It's not a situation where I'm worried he's going to be playing for somebody else. Like, not next year, but the year after.
Yeah, I would highly, highly doubt that he would be the guy that next year says, hey, JT Toppin is jumping on the transfer portal and going to go to the University of Poughkeepsie. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
So I don't know if that answers your question enough. There's too many unknowns. I think the 5-for-5 goes into place, that changes this conversation completely. I don't know that there wouldn't be a reason he couldn't get a medical red shirt unless the 5-for-5 kicks in, and then that takes care of the 5-for-5 aspect of things. There's so much of the JT Toppin story right now that is unknown to answer that question accurately enough with the time frame we're looking at. I think that's a fair way to put that. Jeff, are you drawing any daily winners? I'm not drawing anything. My drawing sucks. No, I'm kidding. For the final 10K, you just have to enter and then show up. Bobby Hot Dogs. You enter to win by entering the secret word, which we already gave today. And then you show up. If you successfully entered, that gets you qualified to win the 10 grand. It's one prize, 10 grand, that's it. It's a simple procedure. I don't know how we're printing out the entry forms. I am not in charge of the entry forms. I am just in charge of, shaking hands and saying, hi, I work for Double T 97.3 and 100.7 The Score. Have you met Chuck Hines?
I'm not Chuck Hines.
Well, no, that's my job.
That's seriously, you were pointing to me. I was like, I'm not Chuck Hines.
Chuck is over there somewhere usually when I'm doing that, so it's the Chuck Hines is over there. That's Jamie Lynn kind of concept. That's what. That's
at King Louis. Now I plan to be there, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, then I'll be saying, have you met Chris Snead?
And they'll go, yeah, not impressed. Not impressed at all. Sneadopedia.com.
Coming up on Tuesday, what is your interest level? And I fully realize who I'm talking to. What is your interest level for the NBA draft for Christian Anderson? I didn't say that for Christian Anderson.
I care that Christian Anderson gets drafted.
Will you look up to see where he was drafted?
I will not turn on the NBA draft for 1 minute.
Will you wake up Wednesday to see where he and look where
I will wake up and I will turn on at 6:01 the morning drive, and Chuck Hines. Actually, you will probably tell me at 6 a.m. in the Sports Center that he was drafted number 16 overall to the Memphis Grizzlies. Congratulations on your Memphis Grizzlies. I don't even know if that's where.
That is exactly where the Grizzlies are drafting, by the way.
Really?
That's one of the places they're looking at getting drafted.
Really?
Well done. I don't know how you pulled that, but that is a pull by you.
I had no idea. I did. I promise you I have, because I could not care any less about the NBA draft. Because the reality is, outside of Christian Anderson, I may know 2 other names, because the lion's share of the lottery picks are going to be guys that have played overseas in places that you've never heard of. And I don't follow European basketball. I don't follow the Chinese basketball league. I don't follow the New Zealand basketball league. So I don't know any of these cats that are showing up here in this draft. And some guy is going to be sitting up on a dais telling me about how great this guy is, and I'm going to be and I don't really have any idea.
How's that again?
I mean, it's like, sure, okay. I mean, he said, well, this guy right here, he's a 5-tool guy. He can do it all. This guy's he can do it, everything.
Is that any different than any other draft coverage?
No, in the NFL draft, we fully know all of these guys, most of these guys in the first round. I mean, we've been watching these guys in college football. NBA, we've been watching college basketball all year long. And the first round of the draft shows up, and you only know half the names. I mean, we never heard of half the guys in the first round. You're like, who the heck is this guy? Slobodan Kikov of this guy over here. And I don't know, Slobodan Kikov, this guy played in Poland last year. Okay, great. Go Slobodan. I don't know.
I, as well, like you, do not pay attention to European basketball. It will be where is Christian Anderson drafted? I will probably look to see who the Mavericks draft. I will probably look to see the Rockets and Spurs draft. Part of that is for work. Part of that is because I have repeatedly said I don't have a NBA team. I like it when all 3 Texas teams win, which makes me weird for the regular fans. Mavericks fans can't believe I'm okay with the Spurs fans winning. Rockets fans can't believe I'm okay with the Mavericks fans winning. Spurs can't don't understand why I root for the other 2 teams at all. I totally get it. My favorite day is when all 3 win. That's a good day for me in the NBA. I will look to see where those go. And it's also partially work. Like, there's going to be, hey, look, I've got stories on Wednesday. I can talk about the NBA draft, as well as the Rangers and the Marlins and the Astros and the Blue Jays. Like, how that's going to go together. That's going to make it easy. Because, I like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I like easy. I'm a big fan of easy at 5 a.m. I haven't had my coffee yet. But I do hope, I will probably look Tuesday night and try to keep track of where they're at. And if it gets around pick 16 or 17 and he hasn't been picked, I will probably kick on the draft until he gets picked.
Gosh. Here we go.
I won't be doing that, though. You know,
I knew that was going to end up.
We've got a
right
rolling
here.
question for the show today on what you do because of your father, with Father's Day coming up on Sunday. But Chris Snead's got a question for the group coming up next.
Probably make that up.
It's like we don't always make it up.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Bottom line, 100.7 The Score, Double T Sports Network.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Thoughts and conversations going on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I'm asking everybody one question today, and that question is, what do you do because of your father? Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. We're thinking about Dad. What's something you do because of him? Let us know on the chat line. You can also give us a call on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. That being said, that's my question, but it's time for Jamie's question of the day.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score. Brought to you by someone not named Jamie and presented by Connecticut of West Texas. Life's hard, your water shouldn't be.
A simple question, guys. And if you were listening in hour one, I got my thoughts out about this entire Sorsby situation now that it's come to a painful close. And my question is a simple one. Why isn't Cincinnati catching more grief?
You're not going to like my answer. And this is just an opinion. Keep this in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cincinnati wasn't any good last year. I mean, they were okay. They weren't in the college football playoff. They weren't contending for a Big 12 championship. They weren't knocking off Georgia, Indiana, and I'm throwing out teams in general here that were in the college football playoff conversation. They didn't keep Texas out of the college football playoff. You are catching strays as a university because you are doing things that people who have been doing them for a very long time don't want you doing, because that means they might not get to do it anymore. Cincinnati is not in that conversation. Why isn't Indiana catching strays, even though they just won the national championship? The time would be why Indiana is not catching him. The time that he was there and the time that he has been gone.
I'm not worried about Indiana.
I know, but it's the correlation for the two.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's not catching any strays because they suck. They're not winning college or trying to win a college football playoff game. They're not getting a bye in the college football playoff. That's why. Ben?
That, and they're not just going off kind of what you said there, but they're a brand that's not like highly publicized like Georgia, Alabama, all these blue bloods out here. And heck, to go off your point that they suck, they haven't. How long have they been in the Power Four, by the way?
They're Big 10, not Big.
Nope,
they were Big 12, and they were
American Athletic Conference.
They were in
American
American.
Conference.
Yeah.
But even when they were in the American Athletic Conference, they did make it to the college football playoffs, but get smacked by Bama 27-6.
Did you see the Oregon score? We got some pretty well smacked there.
Fair point, but
I'm just saying. That's not how that game went most of the way. But if you just look at that score,
I mean, yeah,
there was a smacking.
But my answer is
understand.
just their brand doesn't get highly enough recognition like these blue bloods do, and now what Texas Tech is getting, like people could care less about Cincinnati nowadays.
Oh, I get it. I get that. Yeah, I get that. I mean, for me, I said it earlier. You're the sexier team here. I mean, you're, Cincinnati. But what flies all over me, and I say, why aren't they catching more strays? It's for me. It's actually why are we catching strays from the Big 12? Why is Cincinnati not catching strays from the Big 12? I mean, that's really more the question. I know nationally why we're not, but
why is your mark not mentioning Cincinnati in the same conversation as Texas Tech?
Yeah. I mean, why is, when they're having this conversation, 15 athletic directors and one's not there, why is Cincinnati's in that room? And I don't care what you say that, oh, yeah, we didn't have anything to do. Yeah, you did. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I get it. I understand what you're doing. I get it. But don't lie to me in my face. That's fine. I mean, fact of the matter is, they're not the sexy name here, and that's the reason why we're catching all the grief. And I mean, I know the answer before I ask the question, but I'm going to keep talking about Cincinnati until something's done about it. And I might be talking to them blue in the face because I don't think anything's going to be done about it. But, somebody somewhere is going to talk about Cincinnati quite a bit. It's going to be me.
Yeah, well, I can tell you when it's going to happen. About 6 months after the fine comes down for Kansas for all the things that Oklahoma State already served as a penalty.
It's okay. I mean,
that's when it's going to happen.
Now, here's my question, my secondary question would be this, and it's kind of an either-or question. How much do you think Texas Tech is going to score on Cincinnati this year, and why is it going to be more than 100 points?
I think the fans want that game hard. I think some of the team wants that game hard. I don't know that the coaching staff wants that game that hard of the 100-point variety.
I don't know.
I'm not saying they don't want to win.
I don't know about that. I think that there's and I'll let you finish your thought here, but I think there's a real chance that we could be up considerable and
not pulling starters.
And not pulling starters
Sure.
and throwing deep balls into the end zone.
It's not going to be what it was in 2024, though.
I don't think that's the team that your coaching staff looks at and says, if we can only win one, that's the one we want to win. I think that team is a different team in conference. May or may not be also in the state of Texas. May or may not have green as one of their colors. I also think that particular team also thinks if they can only win one game that you are the one that they want to win.
I'm not sure that's the right one.
I do not think those two coaching staffs get along at all.
You talking about Baylor?
That's the one I'm talking about.
I would think that the team, if there's one to win this year, for sure, it'd be Houston. And maybe TCU.
I don't think those two coaching staffs can be in the same room together.
Okay.
I don't think they like each other. I think they both think the other one stink. And I'm talking like actually smell, not just like that they suck. I think that if they could remove one school from the roster, that football coaching staff would remove the other football coaching staff from the Big 12 on a permanent basis. This is just a gut feeling. Nobody tells me anything.
Okay.
I think that's the game the coaching staff circles. And they are on your schedule this year, November 21st.
In Waco.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm overreading it. I don't think I am.
I hadn't sensed a whole lot of bad blood there. Did I miss something?
Just icebergs look warm with those two coaching staffs together.
I would think with, a team like Houston that you're going to get on a Friday night early, I think that's going to be one. And then the team that you're going to finish the season with.
I think they want to win them all.
I know they want to win them all, but, I mean, Aranda didn't say anything about this, but Sonny Dykes sure did.
I don't think it has anything to do with this.
I mean, what did Aranda call,
I think it has everything to do with how it started. How it started and where we are.
How did it start? What did I miss?
Where did your head coach come from?
I know that, but I thought everyone
and
was...
who did he take with him?
I mean, he took Blanchard, yeah.
And what else has he done?
He won a lot.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.